Hello, Attactioneers. Welcome to the Attack Action Podcast. I'm your host, Taylor Morrow, undefeated.
And I'm your host, the Colin Honigman, and either I had beats today or I need a doctor.
Okay. This is your host, Blake Meyer, and send help.
And I'm your host, Zane Johnson, two-time.
That's spicy. Also, I'm glad me and you are fine. The other side of our podcast over there in the window are not fine. Classic per our podcast. I don't even know where to begin there, guys. Colin, call your dad. He's a doctor.
No, it's fine. I did eat beets today. It's cool. It's supposed to be that color.
Whew. Whew. What a crazy way to call for help. Even though Blake actually did say send help. Which is pretty funny.
If this is an emergency, we will stop recording right now. Blake, just let us know.
Yeah.
No, I'll go third, so
great.
Well, we can waste valuable time.
He's like holding up a newspaper with today's date on it.
Yeah, we know where you live. Do you need us to come?
Who's that other guy in there? Is that a gun?
Is that Boast? Oh, I forgot about this move.
Anyways, sure. I've been doing a lot of cooking lately. Today's lunch. We've been doing some meal prep. That's a big thing going on. I think I made 4 meals last night, and I was very tired afterward. But,
How many did you eat?
1.
Oh.
Just ate 1.
Were
Classic.
any of them pizzas?
No, they weren't. I'm holding out on pizza because I told my brother-in-law that when he passed his chart or his RN test or whatever, I don't know, whatever next thing he was doing with nursing, that I would do a pizza party, and he did, and I'm waiting on a date to start doing that.
All right, let us know. Let us know when the date is.
I'll let you know. I'll see if I'm still a pizza man after my glorious first and only attempt. That went perfectly.
I mean, if you nail it right out of the box, why try again?
It's really there's no point. I have nothing left to prove, but I do like pizza, so
you've reached nirvana. You've been enlightened. Move on with your life.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Amazing. Blake, are you okay?
My name is Blake. I saw Sam Raimi's new movie in theaters with what's her name? Regina George and Dylan O'Brien, Rachel McAdams. And it was very good. It is have you watched Evil Dead? Because this is as gory as whatever. And it's a very good movie which is weird because it's 2 other movies you've already seen put together. And then I've also been watching, I guess I'll say the actual logline. It's you're supposed to get a promotion at work. You don't. And then you go down in a plane crash and you're there with the CEO. And it's it's me and you told me no promotion. So now that I'm nursing you back to health, are we on a better term, sir? What? That happened to my friend. And then I've been watching both Best in Show and A Mighty Wind because shout outs to Catherine O'Hara, RIP. I think I've come around to being she could be the funniest woman of all time.
Oh my God.
It's probably definitely on the short list. I was trying to figure out who could possibly beat her. And then watching those movies, unfortunately, I waited this long to watch Best in Show when it has been on my radar since college, but it was always the first on Netflix. Do you want to watch this? And I was like, yeah, sure. and I think it had stayed in my Netflix queue for 15 years, and it's like, why? Because it is so good, and it's almost a disgrace of why did I wait this long? But I think I went on the Wet Hot American Summer crew and all of those things, because it feels like it's something where when you're watching these movies and you feel like you're part of the crew, the family, the troupe, or whatever, and just watching some of these people perform, especially Catherine O'Hara, she's like the emotional, she's like the emotional hit in both of the movies I mentioned, and you're like, she is incredible. So I've been watching movies.
She's just has never had a bad role. Every movie she's in is iconic, you know. I love Best in Show so much. Had it on DVD, watched it enough with the director's commentary that I like know all of these facts about the film. Like I watched it also on Sunday with my girlfriend, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this Bloodhound, like Christopher Guest loved it so much. He like offered to buy it from the owner cuz he freaking loved this dog like an insane amount, you know?" And just stuff like that, like Parker Posey's character, like that whole like thing. His like only idea for that was just like, what if there was like a couple that was like they were really into catalogs and like ordering from catalogs, and then they just took that tiny idea and created kind of those characters in that storyline, you know, which is just so funny, and it's just it's a fucking great movie. It makes me want to cry every time at the end. Spoilers.
Oh
When
my
Winky
God,
wins,
it's so
and he's
good.
like, "That's the fucking cutest dog." Oh God, it's crazy.
And
Rip to director's commentary, right? You know, we don't get that shit anymore.
You don't, dude. The DVDs are goated because of that. Go buy yourself a $2 DVD of Best in Show. It's great.
the guy named John Michael Higgins, yeah, that's not a name you're gonna recognize, but it's a face you recognize. He's the gay guy
He does like
in.
game shows now.
He's on America Says. I know my friends are the EPs and like whatevers of that. He takes the leash and wraps it around his hand and walks like this in the most effeminate way, and you're like, it is so good and so like mocking and respectful at the same time of gay culture in 2001. Or wait, it came out in 2000. That blew my mind. Of that came out in 2000. 2001 is 9/11, and then I become aware of Jane Lynch in like 2010 with Glee, and I'm like, crazy that Jane Lynch came out of nowhere, and you're like, no, she was clearly doing this stuff the whole time. And like every time you're introduced to a new person, you're like, oh, I've seen this person in a lot of other movies. I always wonder, oh, this is clearly their like home base that they love.
So good.
We should start a movie podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, because the world definitely needs 4 white dudes talking about movies again, for sure. That's for sure what we need.
We just
Blake's
talk about
stepmom
physical
is Mexican.
physical media. It's the whole topic of the podcast.
Yeah.
There you go.
We go buy one piece of physical media, whether it's a CD or a movie or whatever. We listen to it, and then we.
Here is my mini disc. I'm ready.
Did not rehearse that.
What did you hold up? I was
A mini disc. A real mini
It's a
disc.
mini disc.
What the hell?
I died. I fell out of my seat. Zane, that podcast is too good of an idea. You now have to spearhead that. I'm on board.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Perfect. Great. Zane, you're 2-timing. What does that mean?
Whoa.
I am the 2-time fantasy football champion in both of the leagues I play in.
Damn.
So I play in 2 leagues, and I have now won both of them this year, back to back. And if you're wondering, hey, it's February. Fantasy football season ended a long time ago. No. Not in our league, where we play playoffs through the real playoffs. And it ends here at the conference championship round. So we just wrapped up the season. I am the champion. I won my work league as well. So I got 2 trophies, one in my office there, and then the other one should be here any day now. Yeah, feels good.
So for playoff fantasy, are you stuck with the people you started with, or do you get
I'm
to like?
so glad you asked. So how it works is, and it informs the whole season. It's super fun. So basically, we all know going into the season that we draft through the playoffs. And so what happens is normal regular season, but all the way through week 17. And then you get your standings. And so like 1 plays 8, 2 plays 7, whatever. And then you draft head to head against that person. So it's not like, oh, there's only one Josh Allen to go around to 8 people. There's one Josh Allen in each matchup. But if you had Josh Allen or whoever, you can freeze them before the draft. So there's all this politicking that happens in like trying to get the quarterbacks of, the Patrick Mahomeses, the Josh Allens go for a little bit more in the draft. And it informs this whole like economy that's a little different than standard fantasy football, which makes it very hard to just take online guides and use them. You have to kind of think critically, and it's very fun. So yeah, that's how it works.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Hell yeah. Tech
Go.
X podcast stays winning, baby.
Why don't you win a calling if you're that good at all the like stuff like that?
We're working on it. I think I've played 2 callings in my life. Isn't that weird?
Bro, you got to
That
get
is
some
weird.
reps.
Well, because I day 2 every Pro Tour, and then I bomb the draft at day 2 of Pro Tour.
All right.
No, I do. I go into day 2, 4-3, 5-2, whatever, and then I bomb the draft of day 2 Pro Tour, and then I don't play the calling.
Hey,
It's kind of the worst of both.
surprise, Zane. There is no more draft at Pro Tours.
By the time I'm actually able to go back and play, there's going to be draft back, and I'm going to do the same thing where I go 2-1 into 1-2. But yeah, that is actually the reason I haven't played that many callings, is I don't travel for events outside of PTs, and I've day 2'd every PT but 1. So callings just haven't lined up. But
You're just using all your good luck on NFL. Are you winning at least $800 or something?
just a little bit over that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's going
Maybe it's
pro.
worth it. Maybe that's like a couple battle hardens.
Hey, we're going to try our best here in a week or 2 in San Diego.
Let's go. Me and Zane are cooking up a super special deck that we will both play at this calling. We made
What
that
is it?
pact. Well, we can't tell you. It's super secret.
Oh. You said
We don't-
special. I didn't know it was
We
secret.
totally
yeah,
know
yeah.
what it is and have already tested it.
Yeah. The data's looking pretty good. So now we said that on the podcast, Zane. So now you're contractually locked in with me.
It means you're locked in playing Enigma, baby. Welcome to the illusionist side.
I mean, I don't know why we have to do what you do. Why can't we like compromise and,
Let's see. You got to beat the Enigma deck.
no problem. I'll play Viserai. Boom, you're dead.
We'll see.
Boom, you're dead.
Boom, you're dead.
Boom. Oh, wait. This just in. Vincent
Chane has been benched.
that too. That's why we're not playing that. Oh, I'm
big
so
deal.
glad you guys asked. That's correct. I'm undefeated. I'm back, baby. I'm coaching 3rd and 4th graders. We had our first game last weekend. We were dominating. The best part was,
You were dominating?
yeah, and then I felt bad and put in a bad lineup, and then the game got close, and I was like, better put the good kids back in. This woman walks up to me before the game. She's taller than me, and I am no shorty, no short king. I'm maybe the tallest / second tallest on the podcast. Jury's still out on if Zane is taller than me or not.
I've never seen you both at the same time, so I don't know.
That's not true. We have photo evidence that you have.
Yeah, totally. And she's a bit taller than me, so I'm like, whoa, this lady's tall. And she's like, hi, I'm this player's mom who hasn't been at a practice. And I was like, what? And we've only had 2 practices, so I barely know the kids' names. And I look at my roster and I'm like, oh yeah, I do have a kid named that. And I look over at the kid and I was like, I thought this kid was in 6th grade. I hope he can play. He's just freaking huge. He's so huge. And I put him in, and then he just starts dominating. He's just like scoring baskets, getting rebounds, running the floor, getting steals. I was like, this is awesome. This is great. And so, yeah, we're back. We're back coaching. We're undefeated so far. We got freaking 7 more games to go. It's looking good.
Short season.
Well, they're short kids.
Except for that one.
Except for that one kid.
In their fucking face. What's your team name?
We're the Bulldogs. Woof, woof.
Woof,
Which is what we do. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Go Bulldogs.
Yeah, it's pretty great. I was talking to Carly about this. I was like, all right, parents are going to be crazy probably. And she was kind of, I think, doubted me because they're in 3rd and 4th grade and the game got close and parents were out of the stands on the sidelines talking to refs, coaching their kids from 4 feet away. It was amazing.
Is there prop bets going on in the stands?
There might be.
Sports gambling's penetrated 3rd and 4th grade sports.
Look, I know, I didn't know this at the time when I was in 3rd and 4th and 5th and 6th grade, but there was a prominent group of dads at another school, and everybody had to like ref games, et cetera, and stuff. And then they would bet with each other on who would win when they were coaching and who would win the game when they were reffing, like between the refs, like be bet like $100, this team wins, et cetera.
This is crazy.
And I'm like in 5th grade, this is just going on. And, you wonder why dads are getting heated on the sideline. It's because that child's tuition is on the line here, and it's 5-6 going into the final 40 seconds of the 4th quarter. Not the score of our game, but something like that. So anyway,
Nice.
Colin's back. I'm back. We're doing it.
Well, speaking of controversy, we have a pre-controversy to talk about. Flesh and blood. Let's go. Sage pre-con decks have been spoiled, and so has everyone's appetite for Sage pre-con decks. What happened? I don't really understand. It seems like everyone's mad. Who's mad? Raise your hand. And then who's disappointed? Blake's disappointed.
Minorly disappointed, I guess.
All right.
I quote Zane, Ranger winter continues.
That's actually a great point. This is what I was going to talk about, was how disappointed I was on like the precons was going to be relative to how strong the Ranger cards were. Because there's no new Ranger cards in the Azalea precon besides the boots, which we'd already seen like forever ago. And so then when we saw the deck list and there was no new cards, I'm like, if there's powerful Ranger cards in Compendium and they're not in here, I'm going to be really mad. But then it was a lose-lose because I was never going to be happy about both things. And so as it turns out, all the Ranger cards in the common and rare slot are actually really weak. So it makes sense that they didn't make it. So it actually justifies the decision for the Azalea deck not to have new cards, which was like, oh, okay, good. They did a good job with the pre-con. But then I'm like, wait. It's like the meme of like Gru looking at the board like, there's no good Ranger cards. So that was a bummer. I was like, here comes the arrow. Here comes an arrow. Nope. There they all go. There's no arrows. Okay.
But you don't need arrows because you're a Ranger.
Because you're Riptide, and now your traps have go again, and they're like non-attack actions, but they're not.
I mean, they are, but you do not want to be casting these. They don't do anything.
All right. All the Riptide sickos just freaking...
No, the Riptide is happy. Riptide it's good. Again, he's not really a Ranger, as I've said. You can argue if you want. He's not really a Ranger. They supported Riptide. They didn't really support Ranger.
Yeah, but Riptide doesn't have a pre-con deck, does he?
He doesn't. But if you look at these cards, they look like they come from like a set with Riptide in them.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's even like in the photo of one of them. Like,
it's a photo?
Or whatever. You know what I'm saying.
You don't like Rainbow Goo Trap?
Rainbow Goo Trap's funny.
Yeah, goated trap.
And then like you read Frail Swingline, the Frailty one, and you're like, oh my gosh, a trap that makes them discard. And then you're like, wait, this is literally never online except for against like exactly Ravenous Rabble if they didn't buff it, like which they often do. So I don't know. Rangers Boilers were disappointing, which was actually a net positive for the pre-con. If in this weird roundabout way.
Is there legitimately not a single arrow? Like, I guess
There's
we don't have Majestics yet.
There's an elemental arrow, but nothing for Azalea. Like one thing for Lexi. And you would never know it's an arrow. It's just a guy rock climbing.
An elemental arrow? I gotta scroll down.
Yeah, it's ball lightning basically.
We got another harpoon. Don't forget about that.
All right.
Oh, sorry.
We're
Harpoons are
talking
not
about
arrows.
pre-con decks.
Yeah, so that's my spiel about Azalea. But let's talk about the rest of them.
Well, they're all bad, is from what I can tell. Everyone's responses.
I don't think that's true. Personally.
Okay.
Yeah, but how many punches were pulled in making these decks?
Let us read from the book of Gottlieb. Yeah, these aren't just pre-con decks that our fans may be used to from, the Armory decks or the Blitz decks of the past. These are carefully created competitive decks straight out of the box. No punches pulled. These are designed to head to a calling, head to the Pro Tour, and compete. And you could win. You could win one of these competitive professional events with a deck straight out of the box. They have been built and refined and honed to win tournaments. End quote. Praise be Gottlieb. So that's a direct quote. It's a direct quote that Monsignor Brian Gottlieb has said live. And I disagree pretty heavily with that thought process. And I would even say maybe violently at the beginning. And then now I've cooled off a little bit to just kind of a warming disdain. And then I thought about it some more and I was like, okay, so what they did was try to make all of these decks and then make them so they could kind of be viable out of the box no matter what the meta kind of wound up being, right? And that whoever designed them has a really specific idea of what is the most powerful thing for those heroes specifically, and also didn't want them to have like a glaring weakness or something like that. So you like have to make competitive decks for a meta you don't know that's coming, which is a hard task anyway. So it makes sense that they're, in my opinion, not as tuned to what I think they should be.
Can you name one of them specifically?
Yeah, Icelander. You got Cold Snap in Icelander, and we got Brothers in Arms in Icelander with Blade Beckoning equipment, and we have Polar Cap. So we have like a number of cards that like don't synergize.
You're saying Brother in Arms doesn't belong, is what you're saying.
No, it does, but if you pair it with Iron Hide equipment, right? Now, if you don't remember, Iron Hide equipment is from Monarch, and it says pay 1, and then that blocks for 2 if you pay 1, and then they break, right? Which I get because they put Frost Spike, Ice Spike in there, and so you'll give yourself a Frostbite token if those things wind up being not compatible
there
with how they come out in the deck, because it says in exposed, not in opponents. So it's like you can frost yourself, which I made the joke of like, I feel like in fucking wizarding Ice Wizard 101, my freshman year of school, they would have taught you how to not frost yourself, but somehow I have forgotten that and still graduated Ice Wizard school and can give myself frostbites now. So that is not like, I think, really tuned. You know what I mean? Especially when you have Bravo in there who wants to dominate stuff from his arsenal, and you need to like not get crushed when you don't have any defense reaction. Well, you do. You have one defense reaction, which was good. But when you potentially need to like pitch a blue to block 8, you know what I mean? Because you could have 2 Iron Hides in a Brothers in Arms, right? Off of blue. Bam. Blocking 8. Pretty good. Very efficient. And then Cold Snap, just like, I get it, right? You're going to give a Frostbite to Azalea and maybe make them pay or freeze their arsenal. But it's like, you A, have to see that card, and B, that card could just be something that kills Azalea rather than something where you have to pitch a whole blue to then give a Frostbite and do nothing else. Like, you can't spell them or anything. That's like literally the only thing you're going to do. So it's like not good. So like those things, right? Feel a little undercooked. I understand why they're there, but I don't think that's like the most powerful and most efficient thing you could do when you're facing these like other decks.
Especially when your weapon's Crucible of Aether.
Yeah, which does nothing except for amp your spells. So you need to have spells at all times to be amping.
It doesn't
right?
amp, but yes.
Sure. But let's just shortcut it to amp. Okay?
They're fighting!
Get
Okay.
it.
Am I wrong about any of this stuff?
I think you're wrong about Brother in Arms because I think blocking 4 matters a lot.
Yeah, but I don't want to pitch a card to do it.
Great. Activate your Spellfire Cloak.
I don't want to do that either.
Why not?
Because I want to do that when it's like for more damage, not for that.
No, you Spellfire Cloak for Stormstriders, which you don't have. So now you got to do it for Absorbent Aether or Brother in Arms. That's what it's there for.
Yeah, but you could also play Frostbolt from Arsenal with Crucible. Ice Bolt, excuse me, thank you. And then use freaking Spellfire Cloak to snap back. That's way cooler.
Yeah, you could do that.
That's like 7 arcane damage and a
You
Frostbite.
can also Aether Hail for 3 and then block for 4. I'm just saying. I agree with the Cold Snap is weird. I think it's in there because it's an interesting card that they want to like. I think freezing arsenals is actually stronger in Sage than it ever was in CC. We kind of forget that card has text besides draw a card.
You have
but
Glacial Horns.
Yeah, but
you forget what that card does?
I know exactly what that card does.
Oh yeah.
What does it do?
Freeze target ally or permanent or item. I forget.
Okay.
The full list.
Freeze the arsenal or ally. I guess you don't know what it does, huh?
I think it does.
These
I think it
guys
does
have
item.
been literally at each other's throats. Brian Gottlieb, you can't be making statements like this because it tears our podcast apart. You go on about your day with all the salary. We are stuck here at home with peanuts, and our friends are at each other's throats.
Just getting Zane back because earlier he was like, "Oh yeah, what do these cards text do?" And I didn't know, and I had to look it up. So here we are.
Petty
Shane's
is
never played
always-
Iceland, though. How would he know what Glacial Horns does?
Anyway, that's okay. So then the other part of
And
this,
then there's another thing on the website to add to this madness.
thank you.
Beyond your LGS, I think that's local game store. Beyond your LGS exclamation point, Silver Age is your $20 ticket to the $2 million world tour exclamation point. Join players from all over the world on the pro play circuit competing for huge cash prizes. So I think we're saying that is the draw, that is the hook, that is the bait, depending on how you see it, of like, do you believe it only costs $20 to have a deck to play at the Pro Tour? And I think when that is on the website, it's like, oh, it's $20 for a Sage deck. We didn't say it was this specific $20, but this is the specific deck list of $20 that is at the game store. So I think it is, my frustration is seeing a few people on Twitter being like, no. You're supposed to buy the Sage precons and then you add cards to it. And it's like, okay, that wasn't how, that's not how I think it's said in here. And I think it is a little bit of misleading of, we didn't say it's your $20 start to spend $15 to then drive to Atlanta, to then do this. Thank you, Taylor. That was high five. He was fixing his stuff. But it's something where I saw a Colin winner, or actually he's a Pro Tour winner, was like, no. It wasn't the $20 thing. The creator of the game, no. That's not what I meant. And then the main supplier of our game being like, no, that's not what they meant. And you're like, these are pretty prominent figures that are moving the goalposts. And yes, I'm a franchise player for 6 years that's going to have my own opinions about stuff. But I think what's frustrating for me is I want to tell these people, yeah, go buy a Sage deck. They're so cool. Let me tell you, I don't want to go, yeah, go buy a Sage deck, but then I need to help you upgrade it still. Because unless you get a legendary out of the pack that's in it, it's going to be worth it. But I would have given you most of these commons and rares because I've been around for 6 years and I have all this shit on my desk. Please help me get this shit out of here. Like, I just threw away boxes of, like, I kicked over a box and instead of like putting it together, I just like, I'll throw this away. I'm never going to need the yellows from this set. And I would give this to new players. That was the James White thing of, guys, $20 so they don't have to go click a bunch of buttons on TCG Player. What a steal. And my thought process is, as a player of your game for 6 years, James White, I have made 30 plus relationships with new players when I said, what hero are you playing? Welcome to our local game store. I will bring those cards for you next Tuesday if you're here. And then they go, thank you so much. That's great. I know that you're cutting out the middleman and now you're going to get $20 as a company. So cool money for the company, but it is kind of like this is what we were doing as a community for years and years until this very day. So it's kind of like, what's going on here?
Yeah, this was to stop Blake from giving away cards that have value to people that should be paying for them. So really, Blake, this is your fault.
Yeah, it does feel like that.
The argument is predicated on these being underpowered, though, does it not?
No, that's what I'm saying is like the $20 ticket to the Pro Tour, these need to be good decks. And all three of those people I mentioned vaguely, besides James White, I said by name, were like, no, these are not going to win a tournament. And you're like,
I would say that they don't fulfill the statement of you could win one of these competitive professional events with a deck straight out of the box. I would say that. And I would love to be wrong. I love to be wrong in this game all the time because that just means the game is like better and things are cooler and I'm an idiot.
I was not as convinced that these are bad as other people. I was in the same camp of I was disappointed that there wasn't new stuff. I was very much in that camp, and the whole videos of acting like the new cards don't exist was really cringe. But as far as like stepping back and looking at them now, I'm like, yeah, that's 99% of how I would build Bravo. That's really close to how I would build Enigma. That's basically how I would build Viscerai. Like, I don't read these and be like, yep, these suck. I can't believe they didn't put the good cards in. Like, yeah, I don't see that at all.
I would say that, like, there's a level of, like, there aren't a ton of options, right? But because of the smaller deck size, the inclusion or exclusion of 2 cards matters a lot in the sideboard, in the main game plan, etc. Like, those cards are really, really important. So even if it's like 4 cards off of what potentially is like the best tuned deck, like that's a big percentage when the deck size is smaller and your like available sideboard is even smaller too.
Sure. It's possible. I'm just saying, like, that implies that there is a correct choice, which, like, maybe there is right now, but now that Chane's gone, does that change what the correct answer is? Like,
right.
You know, so.
Well, and that's why I mentioned that, like, I cooled off about this because of how the vacuum in which they needed to make this project work, right? All of these pre-cons.
You could win one of these competitive professional events with a deck straight out of the box.
As long as it's one of those events where you can only use the precons in it.
Yeah. Like
Loophole, baby.
Like this Enigma deck is very close to like where I was at. Like it's very close. Just for context, like it's the same number of cheats, the same number of D-reacts. It's like it's basically the same equipment loadout. I had one extra arms. Like it's just not that different, I guess is my point.
Well, hire Zane.
Well, I guess you wouldn't hire me because I would make it similar.
The one other thing that I was thinking about is it seems like there's a clear star of like the Viserai deck looks very good relative to some other decks. And the Huntsman Chaos Web of Deceit has
Arachne
the armory deck cards. What'd I say? Arachne?
Huntsman.
Arachne Web of Deceit has like armory deck cards in there where it's like normally you'd have to buy our armory deck, but
so does Bravo.
And so does there. I like that there's Run Roughshod, thank God, reprints a little bit. Mm-hmm. So I like that a layer of this. So we don't have to tell new people to buy Run Roughshods for $12 anymore. But I'm expecting of these 10 boxes of stuff, all the Viserai sold out, all the Web of Deceit sold out because they're the better decks, and then it's like the worst like 4 are gonna sit on the thing, and it's gonna be like, this one's gonna be $35 for some reason because you really want this one, and there's not gonna be enough product or something. Just based on like what we've seen in the past, we're like, I hope this doesn't happen. But some of these decks feel way better than the others. I personally would want a Web of Deceit. I know people that are looking are going to be like, I like the purple person, or I like it, this is cool. I've always wanted to be a mechanologist. Like that, I love steampunk. But if anybody is going to, we're going to have a Sage deck pre-con tournament, all of the season pros are like, I need a Viserai or I need a Web of Deceit one.
I would say you're probably not wrong. And I would also say, because we talked about this in our production meeting a little bit about like, you know, why such a strong reaction initially, you know. And for me personally, it was, I believed the statement that I read at the beginning of this segment and got my hopes up. And then I feel like that, you know, maybe I'm doing a bit of like couch coaching here and I'm wrong. And it's easier for me to also just like say stuff because I'm on my couch. But like my hopes are very high for Compendium and it really needs to shake things up because I don't want to be in like a relatively similar meta than the one we've been in since national season, you know? And I don't, fine, you can argue the nuance of it with me, but it's still kind of basically the same. And I want there to be a shakeup and just kind of seeing the weird, in quotations, showcases with these heroes, with some people who I don't know who they are piloting these decks, and some people who I do know, you know, just the way they went about it made me have a lot of fear for the release of Compendium because I'm like, this feels like a promise broken. I've been duped. I'm really worried now that I've been duped, and now this is going to be just like a really poor set, and we're just going to limp along here and have to wait for the next set. That's going to be like a little disheartening for me. But I have cooled off on that a little bit, but that was like my initial take, like what seeing the pre-cons in that way and the lists and stuff like was kind of signaling to me. So there I go. That's my explanation. Thoughts or responses to that?
The pre-con video release was poorly done. for sure. Like, it's kind of a aggregate of like how late spoilers happened, which is a whole nother discussion. Don't need to do the whole thing, but basically, like, we've waited kind of too long, way too long, and then we see new cards on the screen in the gameplay that we want to see, and someone blocks with it really fast and moves it to the side, and they just never acknowledge it. It's like, come on, like, have some respect for the people watching. Like, even if you don't
your audience,
even if you don't go like, oh my gosh, and here it is, the new card, like, at least give it a quick, like, you know, acknowledgement that it's new. Like, show it, you know.
This is this is what it does, and when I close the chain, it goes to the banish zone.
And it wouldn't take that much time because there's only like one new card in the deck. So
Yeah. They should have been deck techs. They should have just had the devs who designed them sit down, talk us through why those cards are included, etc. That would have been way cooler to get the list that way, in my opinion.
Or like even at the end, do a little like, okay, here we go, you know.
Yeah, you know,
And-
just like overhead in
I
paper.
wasn't drunk and high on horse tranquilizers when I made this list. See,
I promise.
this is my thought process.
And like, we know these people. It's like the 3 floating format is a personality driven thing that it's fun to watch games with, but it's not a thing where I go to watch interactions between cards and figure out some stuff. Like, it's personality driven, not like gameplay driven. In my opinion, it's more, oh, I'm here with somebody and let's talk and have a game with them, not I'm going to learn something about the game. So I feel like it's worth changing up that winning formula of that is the best content that Fab has. It's worth changing it up to focus on, here's the 4 cards that you guys came here for. Thank you. And like, I don't care who wins these games. I care about what's the new card. And I think legitimately, if you probably look at the YouTube, it'll be like at 12.76 is where they did, there's not 7s in this time code. 12.47, that's where the new card was used. This is the most watched part. I'm sure that's what happened there.
Yeah. And, you know, speaking of just like things that were spoiled, the best spoiler of all was the rule change for how you can interact with allies. That was the hugest thing.
Just like
Fuck
out of
you,
nowhere.
Dromite. You're not going to be strong forever, bitch. Come back into the format. Let's go. You're going to get reckless swinged and fucking die like everyone else now.
So what Blake's alluding to is basically allies are no longer kind of separate entities without their own deck. The controlling hero now counts.
You're pointing and telling them to command and conquer, but you're the attacking hero because you're pointing at the thing that your allies are coming at.
So what Blake is in reference to is that if Maragai wants to come and fight you and Dromai's at 2 health and you have Reckless Swing, you can use that as a defense reaction and it kills Dromai. Assuming you hit the right banish and that sort of thing. Right?
Discard.
Yeah.
Discard. Excuse me.
So basically all the ally based heroes are Enigma now.
Yeah.
And Enigma still living legend, so y'all be fine. Don't worry. How does Siren's Call work? That's kind of a weird one, right?
Yeah, Zane, explain that.
What does that card
we're-
say?
It works exactly how you think it would. No, it's actually very odd. The preliminary ruling that we've gotten that we think is correct is that you can force your opponent to block for the ally, and that would successfully block. Now wait for the release notes. We'll see. I don't feel 100% confident that that's how it works, but that's how we seem to
Patrick
think it works.
works on the release notes.
I'm
He's
going to
a
wait to
part of
read
that-
it.
He's a part of
read
that
it with
team.
my own eyes.
Okay.
It's very odd. But functionally, the couple cards that make your opponent block seemingly will block for the ally. Now, we'll see if that actually is what happens, but a very odd interaction that a few heroes will have to be aware of.
So, who's a gravy enthusiast here? Nobody? Bad time to be a gravy player, or
I
the
dabble
worst
in
time?
gravy, but yeah.
I think gravy is pretty tasty.
Oh, I dabble some potatoes in gravy.
So things like that say when this hits a hero still doesn't work, right? So Black Tech Whisperers say when this hits a hero, your contract gets go again, or your assassin attack gets go again. But things like coercive tendencies that says if this contract is fulfilled, because now allies have a deck that is the hero's deck that you can then look through and then banish a card, your contract will get go again. So
Hunted
those sort of
be
things
Hunter
work.
works against allies now.
Yeah. So it's a big buff for my main best friend, Arachne Huntsman, which is pretty good. And it makes it so things were intuitive before when you're like, yeah, that's not a hero. It doesn't have a deck. And you're like, oh, well, that makes sense, but that's stupid. But now it makes it a little bit more intuitive to where you can like still play the game and you don't have like dead cards. You know what I mean? Because that's kind of what was happening is that there's like cards you need for most matchups except for that one, and they're like dead. They don't work.
Yeah. So like
Another big winner
clashing
is
works.
Riptide.
Right.
Oh, Clash. Yeah, Clash works.
Yeah.
So yeah, similar to Riptide, like Clash and traps now work on allies.
So same thing. It makes sense, but the person with allies thinks it sucks now. So
That's so true. That's true.
get fucked.
Get trounced.
The funny thing is like clashing to me feels like that should work, and then traps to me feels like it shouldn't work. And I don't know if I can explain why, but that's just
'Cause you
Now's
hate
your time.
Riptide.
Let's try it. Let's see. Let's do it as a family.
Bring out the yarn and the bulletin board.
Yeah. If what's the one that gets a card if he wins? The guy on the gold.
Victor.
Victor?
No, the dragon. Kyloria. If
Oh, yeah.
Kyloria steps in the rock pit trap, why does it hit Dromai? And it's like, they're part of her essence, bro. They're like...
They're magic, okay? They're made of ash.
The marionette stuff is very weird. I'm not going to pretend to know that, but does your attack get buffed or not? Does Stains of the Redback work or not? I don't know. I'll have to figure that out.
Can you mark an ally?
No, I know that there's like two cards that work differently. There's two cards that work differently, which are like just based on how they're worded. Like they're not intuitively, they don't behave the same. I forget the exact detail, but I think like Stains of the Redback does work.
Correct.
But then one of the other ones doesn't.
What's the other one?
I don't know. I'm trying to remember. Like, does your Shalicera have go again if you're not
No.
attacking the ally? I don't know. There's weird things to be aware of if you're a marionette player. That's all.
It's the name of this game, baby.
Yeah,
There's
it did
always
add
weird things to be aware of.
it added common sense and also more weirdness. Like weirder edge cases, but also more common sense most of the time.
I think what's funny as somebody that's been around for a while, when you memorize the current thing and it changes,
Yeah.
and then it potentially changes a third time, that's where I start to be like, not boomerism, but like, I think the one that is in everyone's head is like, where do the rune chants go if I attack ALS? And that has been 3 different things. And like, I can't confidently say what it is now because I could confidently say what it was at one point, but
It's
I
easy
know
now.
it's probably different.
They always go. Is the ruling now. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Except for maybe attacking with an ally. Like I don't know about Ursa actually, or Nazareth. But
Yeah,
weapons
the rune chants don't go on Nazareth. I saw that one recently.
Yeah, but attack, action cards, and weapons both trigger them. Which was it? Yeah, because I remember it was a rune blade. It was a rune blade nerf, quote unquote, because you lose some flexibility.
Because when it was weapon, it doesn't go or
which mattered a lot. You could like set up and then like swing your weapon and keep your rune chance.
Wow.
That's how I won my first ProQuest, was all those little interactions.
Thank
And I
God
sent
there
an
wasn't
attack.
a fantasy football tournament that day. You would have been. Your
I would've
mind
won
would have
that
been
too.
elsewhere.
No, but that one was cool because I attacked the ally with an attack action card, and he kind of like raised his eyebrow. But I wanted the Rune Chance to go because I wanted to play Rattlebones to get a second action point.
That's what
Hell
she's
yeah.
doing in that thing. She's like
Oh,
rattling the bones.
You're rattling.
She's not nearly that enthusiastic. She's like ringing a bell.
She would be if she were live action.
Speaking of bones getting rattled, Chane has been benched in his skull.
By his own father.
Yeah. Did you watch that dev talk, Zane?
I watched like 2/3 of it, and it was actually
And you were
like
disgusted and turned it off?
it was very endearing. Actually, I really liked it. I liked hearing the backstory and like the kind of reminiscing on Chane's history.
Is James White similar to your father, Zane? Because you love James White. You love him.
He is not like my father, no, but I do like James White. I think he's a big part of why this game works.
Fair. That's
I
true.
mean, it's his game. So
His game. He did it.
He is very good at not getting bogged down in the negative, and he is good at reminding people of like what we're here for. And like, and I've always banged the drum for Chane of like, and I know I'm on an island, but I think Chane is like perfect design. They just broke him after like his card pool when he came out with Chane was so perfect. It was like so flexible, but also challenging, and you could get fatigued. You could, and then they printed Rosetta Thorn and Creepers, and it was like, this is a little too much. And then they printed Runegate, and they broke him completely in half. And he never made sense with Runegate. I've said that on the podcast like 75 times. And I can't, like, that never, the fact that exists is so stupid. So he should be gone if they're not going to change the ruling on that. But I'm nostalgic for the era of when Chane was like pushed, but well designed. And I really thought he was like a fun and engaging and interesting designed hero. And everybody remembers him as like toxic, and there's reason for that, but like he also was like amazing and cool for like a long time.
Yeah. I'm on the same page with you, Zane, all the time with this. You're not alone on this podcast.
But you didn't get the warm fuzzies from James White in the dev talk?
I did in some parts, and then for sure. But then they say stuff like, yeah, and then he like didn't really win anything. And they're just talking about,
He didn't win anything. He won one event.
I know, but, and I take
That's
issue.
more than not anything.
No, but
I take issue with talking about heroes' greatness in terms of ultimate wins at the highest level, because that is so distilled down into one singular factor that doesn't take into account a million other things, right? Like, who's decided to play him? What were their gym stuff? What did top 8 look like?
If Tyler Horsepole eats bad lasagna that day, Chane has a calling
or
champion.
if a different chain makes it, maybe they don't get fatigued. You know what I mean? Like a slightly different take on the deck list,
There's actually a really interesting history lesson there. That Chane semifinal is one of the weirdest games of all time.
Between Dante Delfico and Sebastiano?
Dante Delfico loses his husk because a tremor of Iorathiel gets double Razor reflexed.
Yeah.
And that literally like changes who wins the calling. Because I think Dante was ready for fatigue.
Totally. We had talked about it a lot.
Wasn't ready for this.
Yeah. Wasn't ready for double Razor reflex, And that was like a out there kind of deck build as well, like Razors and Chane.
It was a mirror focused chain deck, which was very clever, but had a problem.
So like, go ahead, Colin.
I'm gonna say I agree with Taylor that making the argument that he didn't win these things somehow says something when he was absolutely warping the entire meta around him. Like everything had to beat him in order to win anything. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
I think it's just kind of like, it's just like a hand wavy revisionist thing that's like pretty insincere, to be honest, and kind of feels like, you know, they're just like, you fucking idiots, you don't understand. Like, he didn't even win. Like, it's like, okay, sure.
When there's actually heroes that have never won anything, to have that be like, Chane didn't win anything big is like, goal post.
It was not their main point, though. It was like an offhand comment. It was like, and it is it's a relevant data point that he didn't like. He was legal for a bunch of Nats
won a
and
Pro
a bunch
Tour,
of
right?
He won
did.
one Pro Tour.
That's so much more than 80% of the heroes.
This was a dev talk about how broken he is. This was a dev talk about how broken he is. Of course, that's what we're doing there. But like, there's a revisionist history of like, oh my god, he just ruined the game. It's like, no, that's not true. Like,
I feel like he ruined a lot of people's nights and days plenty of times.
There's one person in the room that knew what to do against him, and it didn't have perfect shackles against, so they had a shot and they're ready to go. Like, I legitimately, my first calling, I bring Reinar, I played Chane twice, I got smoked.
Yeah, it's Reinar sucks against Runeblade. We've known that.
Yeah, but we didn't know this in 2022, Zane.
No, but like, that's his worst matchup. It's always been his worst matchup, is Runeblade. And then the other
in 2026, yeah.
No, I was playing Bravo against Chane, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna block for 55 minutes, and everyone's like, oh, you're blocking, cool. I'm gonna set up a crazy ass turn. The 68-year-old grandma does 43 damage to me in one turn. Like, I think what I'm trying to say is the 4-card draw of Flesh and Blood, when I can block with these cards and still have 5 cards in my banish zone that I can play, is such a, like, what I love about the game is we each only have 4 cards, and I have to play my 4 cards better than you. I actually have a 5th card because it's Arsenal, and I can use my Arsenal all the time on offense, but only sometimes on defense if it's a specific card. And this is how my deck works, and I have to put this in. And to have somebody go, actually, I'm going to shackle 6 times.
Which he means banish cards off the top of the deck.
4. Oh, that's a hit, that's a hit, that's a hit, that's a hit. I have 10 cards to work with because I've been pitch stacking, and you blocked a whole bunch last turn because I almost killed you, and I only have to do 7 damage to you with 10 cards. And you're like,
the cards were so bad. That was what made it.
That
was why it was inspired.
Stop your shitty card.
I will say also that is a skill that you needed to express. Like, you had to learn how to do that to be able to beat that, right? Or else you would just get fatigued. So I don't take issue with that. Chane was very strong. But
of course, that's why he's banned in every format.
Totally. But the metric, if we're saying, is like, well, he didn't win anything. It's like, dog. He won so many things that just aren't the ultimate thing. He has like not as many chances to win that thing as he does other things. Like, we need to then take into context, like, how many of those decks were played, how many won and made the blah, blah, blah. Like, there's so much more context than just like, well, he didn't win the final game.
It's so funny that you said there's so much more context, because you're taking one little offhand comment out of context. They literally were talking about how he's broken in half, and they were like, well, it's actually interesting. He only won one major event at that time. And then you're acting like that's the only thing they said. And they were like, you're so stupid. He only won one thing. It's like, no. They were like, they weaved that little comment in, and then they were like, yeah, he's broken. We know he's got to go.
Yeah. Which I agree with, but I don't agree with that other little point. That's all I'm saying.
The one thing I did hear about was he was like, I designed Chane specifically to remind me of my favorite thing from another thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's an interesting, like, oh, are you a designer? Are you a board game designer? Are you a card designer? Are you you design escape rooms? And it's like, if I ever designed a game, could I design, I want to have the feeling of Blood Rush, but in my game about collecting elderberries before the mice come home. And like,
Love
I think
this game.
that was a very cool, like, my favorite thing about this is this, so I'm gonna do that. But then there's my bitch ass complainy Blake brain goes to like that there was so much love where you put your favorite thing ever into that, and in the same set is like Levia, where it's like that was nobody's favorite shit. That was some, that was some, but you're like, okay, I like that stuff is designed well, and I just wish we had some more like of your favorite stuff ever that's powerful. That sounds fun. Let's do more of that. Or could they make Chane with 26 health as an adult? Like I'm surprised we haven't limit tested that way, and we're just banned. Like
He
Let
would
Chane
be really bad. He'd be really
let him
bad.
in
great.
Silver Age and give him
let
10 health.
let people play Chane in
With 10
whatever
health.
format with 26 health or 13 health, and then like that's your handicap. Like that other games handicap themselves. My friend Taylor told me about Keyforge. That's one where it's like, if I'm kicking your ass so bad on Keyforge, we're gonna handicap because this deck is 4 times better than yours. I'm gonna only draw 2 cards every turn to start off.
I will say here, we'll just say this is the final thing, right? We got to cut it off here. We got other cooler topics to talk about. Is that like, I think it's good that they benched him and that we're coming around to just like, okay, look, it's an old design. It's a cool design. It's iconic. We love it a lot, but it's just like, it just doesn't fit into the game anymore. You know what I mean? And James White did talk about that. Like, you need to have broken ass shit as part of your legacy. Like, that's a fun story when you think about back on the game and the years as it goes by and stuff, So like, I'm totally happy with that decision, and it makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, was the correct decision. Especially if they don't want to change RuneGate.
But benching means you can play them this summer, so be excited.
Potentially, we still get to vote, right?
Who knows? You would think they would tell us.
You need to. Yeah, I don't know
I
how
didn't
that
know
works.
that they were gonna bench things because they were like, "It's up to you guys," and they're like,
They said they would retain one ban themselves,
Okay.
which is like, that's a good choice.
And you have to play in a Sage event to be able to vote. Is also what they're doing.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
we get 3. So it's 4 total. 3 from us, 1 from them.
Yeah.
Is it ranked choice voting or what are we doing?
I don't know. It better be.
You sure would think we would know, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but we won't find out until afterwards.
Part of the big marketing push for this year is to tell everyone at the last minute or announce things that are 4 months out and then say, see you in 4 months.
You know what also has 4 in it? The amount it costs to be a part of our Patreon. That's right.
I saw that coming a mile away.
That's correct. If you have enjoyed this last fucking hour of this podcast where we fight as brothers, and you hopefully have stayed between your lanes as you laugh hysterically at everything we've said, because we're so entertaining and this podcast has so much value to you. And you're like, dang,
Prove it.
I listen to this more than I do watch HBO Max, which is like costing me $15 a month. I should get rid of that and just sub to the Attack Action podcast, because that's $4. That's a great deal. That's definitely more than I've been watching HBO Max for sure. I watched all of Heated Rivalry, and now I don't need to watch HBO anymore until the next season comes out, which I just hope they just don't have another season. Anyway, where there's tangent. You get
How dare you?
No, I love it, but I don't want them to. Let's not talk about this. We got to move on. You get access to our freaking Discord, which is the best wholesome place in Flesh and Blood. I know you're a part of 25 to 56 Flesh and Blood Discords right now. You're in the Max only. The Max only Discord. You're in the Mechanologist Discord. You're in the Purple Discord. You're in On the Bobble Discord. You're etc. Right? You're in Fresh and Buds. You're in all the Discords. But the true best place with the greatest people is the Attack Action Podcast, which they are in some of those other Discords, and those are great places, but we're just a tier above, right? Get in there. $4 a month gets you access to that and the newsletter, which has been popping off. Last month, it freaking popped off. People loved it. It's coming back. We have a newsletter. We talk about our lives. We talk about flesh and blood and stuff we haven't been talking about on the podcast. So if you want to hear more of that, join us for $4. You can give us more if you want to. It goes all the way up to 20. We love that. Thank you, Nacho, who has recently done that. Yeah, shout out to you.
Think of it like this: the Monday of the first week of the month, you give Taylor $1.
Yep.
Then the next Monday, you give Colin $1.
Just one.
And then the third and fourth week are Blake's dollars.
Something like that. That sounds about right.
Yeah. Also, while we're here, look, we're at 990 subscribers on YouTube.
Wow.
This number matters so little to the broad everybody, but to us, it is everything. I swear to God, we are the fucking last vestige of flesh and blood evergreen content or elder content that doesn't have 1,000 fucking subscribers on YouTube for some reason. It's probably because we're not really a video thing, even though you can watch this podcast on video, which I encourage you to do because some of the physical comedy is very funny. Like all of a sudden, Colin pulls out a fucking mini disc out of nowhere, and Taylor falls out of his seat. It was incredible.
A thing you have within arm's reach.
10 of you are audio listeners only. Okay? I can tell that right now. Go subscribe to the YouTube page. I don't give a shit if you ever interact with us. We just need to get to 1,000 just so we can fucking say we got to 1,000. I don't know why I'm cursing so much. Also, shout out to Brazil, right? We have a fucking great community of people who listen to our podcast in Brazil. Thank you so much. You guys are active. I can't wait to come there.
They have a calling now.
I know, but it's just like, I wish it was.
Shout out to
different
Paraguay too. Kind of close to Brazil.
Dang, dude. What if we just lost our Brazilian listeners because they're in a deep feud with Paraguay?
It's a cost we have to afford.
All right, fair enough. As long as that's right.
I feel like
there we go.
most people just fast forward through all that. And we're back.
I do put chapters in for people if they want to skip, but people do listen because they keep joining the Patreon. So thank you all who have.
Well, thanks to them. I will spend my third and fourth dollar correctly.
I've been trying to get us to 1,000 fucking subscribers for like years, so would just be a culmination of many years of effort.
Since the Calling Vegas.
Yeah, yeah. When I convinced Taylor to let me help them on YouTube with no YouTube experience,
it's incredible. You've created a media empire. Thank you, Colin. Thumbs up. Colin, what's next on the docket here, baby?
We're going to head right into our main topic. We're talking about decks we're excited to play because we've got new cards to look at. Fuck. There's so many cards. I was so confused after looking at the spoilers channel and then looking at Fabry and being like, I haven't seen any of these cards. Like, why weren't any of these posted in the goddamn channel? Like, or I just missed them all. I don't know. It was just, there was a broken link or something. And so it was overwhelming. And underwhelming and whelming.
Hell yeah.
Gust wave.
Yeah, every Katsu card.
But yeah, so we're gonna just talk about some Sage stuff, which I still haven't played Sage yet, guys. I think I need to actually try it out.
This is literally, you have missed nothing because now is when it actually starts, because Compendium is the starting point. So you've missed nothing. It was a good little practice run, but it's a perfect time to jump in.
Great. So, yeah, we're going to talk about what Sage decks we're excited about, what cards make us excited about them, and then a little bit of CC because we're still waiting on these last fucking spoilers to come out because they've just come to just a creeping crawl after just a deluge of,
It's
whatever. Learn to schedule these things better. God damn it. Let's go. Taylor, we're going to start with you.
wow. Thank you. Appreciate that. Gosh, I don't even know where to begin, right? I think, okay, so some of my favorite stuff that was spoiled was all these cloaked chests for Ranger, right? That give you a different disease. And then the go again traps. I know Zane is low on these, but just in terms of creative design,
Yeah.
I think that little block of cards right there is some of the coolest stuff they've designed in a while. Just really, I would have never thought of that, which is why I podcast Couch Coach, and I don't design the game. And just the fact that those 3 cloaked chests, the artwork is sick. That stood out to me as wow, that's a really, really, really cool design. I would be remiss if I did not shout out Yakni, which is young Arachne. Yeah, Arachne. I don't know. There's a better name for that.
No, that's actually really good.
Oh, fuck you, Blake. Now you have stuff that you can use silver on, which is incredible. So shout out to all the Graven equipment, except for the lantern. That's majestic. Can't play that. But all that Graven stuff is pretty cool that you could get silver, buy it back, block for more. I'm wondering if that's actually viable. I think not, but I'm willing to try it. So that's pretty cool. And then I don't know. Other than that, I'm trying to think of or look at what's kind of a different attack to the meta, right? Because the Guardian block everything is seems pretty good, right? But I want to know what are the angles we have to get around that. There's definitely some really good Earth stuff. Doubling season is pretty crazy, especially when doubling season. Sorry, nobody knows what this is. Is an Earth action attack, right? Costs 3, has Terra on it, which looks awesome. While this is face up in any zone, if it would gain attack, instead it gains that much +1. And when you pair that with red Sprout Strength that costs 0, your next attack gets +1. Your next attack this turn gets +1. Your next attack this turn gets +1. Go again. That's pretty sick design also, if I don't say so myself.
You can also make 5 My tokens off Seeds of Strength. Set that up for next turn.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Which is pretty cool. Yeah. So that's kind of the stuff that caught my eye initially, but I'm really open to kind of playing anything really.
So you're playing Ranger is what I heard.
Maybe. Specifically Drip Tide, which he's dripped out now with his 3 different coats he can wear.
Drip drop. Zane, what about you? What are you excited about?
My attention was pulled so many different directions. The whiplash of seeing Tales of Aria borders, and then Mistveil borders, and then actual Chaos cards just getting yanked around. All on one day was wild. But I think I was most excited to read the ice cards, and then I was disappointed in their power level. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm missing something. But they just do a lot of freezing and not a lot of anything else, which is fine. Maybe that's something we're missing and is strong. The Mistveil stuff is awesome. It does feel a little Zen-centric to me. The manifest muscle and fluid motion are interesting. And then the new stealth card is sick. I don't know if I understand the Enigma one at all. I think that's a CC card.
What's the Enigma one?
Wax and Wane. So you can put counters. You put a +1 counter on a blue aura you control, which, like, as of right now, Enigma does not play any blue auras in Sage. And then the other option is put a +1 counter on target aura with ward you control. Okay, cool. But a +1 is not. That's not a blue no block kind of power level. So this is obviously powerful with Miragai. Miragai triggers both of those things, turns your 8 attack into a 12 attack, but does nothing for me yet. But the new card, the new card, Serpent's Kiss, is inspiring. I like that.
What does that do?
But it does a lot of stuff.
It has two women kissing each other on the freaking card art, and it's kind of like...
No, it doesn't. That's a guy.
Doesn't matter what they are.
It's a guy.
There's a snake, okay? And it's not
Is
the
that
kind
a
of snake you
guy?
think it is when
I
you're
think
kissing
so.
each other.
I don't know. That's how I read it.
I guess it's a guy.
But we got our sweet...
Not lesbians, my bad. Sorry.
We get our sweet Mystic Border back. And it's got a cool effect that lets you stack the top of the deck, which we love to do. I think the biggest reaction I had, though, was the Chaos cards, just because it was kind of wild to see actual Chaos cards with kind of very fun and interesting effects.
Yeah. Concoct Disorder. Chaos Action. Cost 1, attacks for 4. When this attacks, each hero puts the top card of their deck face down into their arsenal. If 2 or more cards are put into arsenals this way, this gets go again.
I think my favorite, though, is Descend into Madness, the blue attack react. So it's a 0-cost attack react, 3 block. It says banish a random card from the defending hero's hand, then they draw a card. This is such an annoying, tricksy effect. They just lose a card at random and then draw a new card. So it's very hard to block and plan with. So I thought that was a fun one.
The Chaos cards have also been my favorite because shout outs to somebody in my local Discord, Dennis the Tall.
Not the menace.
Dennis Fam has been doing how obnoxious I am with Aurora. He's been doing it with the Chaos cards of cards cost 1 more to play this turn. Whoa, complete anarchy. And then put the top card of your deck into your arsenal. My God, the chaos ensues. And it cracks me up so bad every time. And now everybody's kind of what would the chaos hero look like? And he was like, first Chaos Hero is actually a traditionally good aligned class. Didn't expect that. Did you embrace the disarray of entropy? Which is it just cracks me up beyond belief of yes, Chaos is supposed to be what? But it's so hard to do that earnestly in a card game without somebody taking the piss out of you immediately with one of those sentences.
They crushed it with the art, though.
Dude,
Crushed it.
the art draft is going to go crazy.
Yeah. This is going to be the hardest one ever because there's every style.
Dude, this is the greatest art draft of all time coming up. So fucking buckle up.
All right, Blake, what Sage heroes or what Sage cards were speaking to you?
Not a lot of feet in this set.
I think a thought process for me was, wow, these are actually some very good revered and reviled cards, which I did not really expect back to back. I thought it was going to be everybody got something, and I was going to be oh, well, I wish there was a couple. Because these reviled cards, it kind of feels damn, these are exactly what I wanted to make RKO more aggressive. Of I can go on the offensive of insult to injury is a head jab that blocks 3 if you're ahead. It's that's very good. The blue one can turn into a 6 and be a blue base or whatever. Chain of Brutality is by far the most Blake Meyer trap card ever of if this has 6 or more damage, it gets go again. And if this hits a hero, the next attack action card you play has base 6. So it basically does your hero power. If your hero power hits this, then you can do this on a hero power on the next one, and you're like, oh, could I chain of brutality? And now I'm Chane? This is like Soul Shackle, but for RKO. This is crazy. So there was that. And then I think we're very close to, Tough Nut is going to be a huge fucking pain in the ass. And it'd be like, your local that loves Tough Nut is like, holy crap, because Hulk Up is a blue 6, and it's not sometimes, and it's not a 0 block one. It's a 2 block one, but it is like Tough Nut has a bunch of blue 6s now, especially with that's a Majestic, but like this is also, these guys are also like probably more CC than whatchamacallit, so I'll probably flip over to be like, but I'm really excited to play a different stage deck. But like the weapon, the card that its base is your weapon, it's like that's another blue 7 for him. And then
Tough as a rock. If you have less health than each hero, this card's base is 6. Blocks 3.
Yeah, that's a rare. Like,
that's a rare.
That is Tough as a rock. Yeah, I forgot. Let me scroll up to that one.
And it's so sick. It's just like a cheesy brute in front of a statue of rock.
It's really good. I actually like it a lot.
It's so good. God, the art's so good in this set. Oh.
So I feel like maybe there will be whenever you're thinking of who do I need to plan for at the tournament, I need to plan for Guardian. I think it could be, I need to plan for Tough Nut because he's going to be very good. The other thing where I'm like, God, am I going down this path one more time? Like, there's some Bolton cards.
Some Bolton cards. There's crazy Bolton cards.
Where you're like, duty bound blitz. Play this only if a yellow card has been put. Well, why haven't you been playing Battlefield Blitz? And it's like, well, it costs 1. Is the difference that you would play this one if it's a 0 cost? Kind of. And then another Majestic of Blessing of Bologna, like that's going to be insane. So maybe not for CC or for Sage, but then I think there's just some stuff with this Roaring Beam, like all of the specific cards that got printed, like the Light Warrior, the Reviled Brute, the Revered Brute, the Light Illusionist. Those were so specific in their use cases where it's like, this is clearly a problem this hero has been having.
Yeah.
Let's print a card specifically for it.
Yeah,
that I think was really good.
Because Roaring Beam is a 0 cost reaction that says create a courage token. If there are no cards in your soul, return this to the owner's hand, then charge your soul. Right? Put a card.
Bolton's Gaze the Ages.
Yeah. Which is sick. Sick design.
It is. And it's like, if you don't need it that turn, you have soul, bang, it's your charge card. Like, bang. It's a yellow.
It's a yellow. Blocks 3, has Bolton on it.
And then, but I'm going to play Reinar. So for focus, Aggressive Pounce is the card I'm excited about from this set of, if you've intimidated an opponent this turn, this gets go again. It's a 2 cost. Red 6 that blocks for 3. So it is kind of like, hey, I can play more go again cards because I'm Reinar. I can make this happen very often. And now I can go wide as Reinar in Sage, and that's going to be my plan.
Love that.
The Brute Arms are crazy too. The Spell Void 3 Brute Arms.
Yeah, I think is that important in Sage? But yes, enough for probably.
What do those arms do?
If you've pitched a 6, this gets Spell Void 3. And the way the timing works, you can pitch to AB and then they still work, which is insane. Like,
because then you can pitch a 6 from hand.
It basically means like Aether Ice Vein doesn't exist, or the first one doesn't exist.
I like that. I agree. Yes, that works for me.
Good job.
Colin, what are you vibing on, bro?
I think listening to you guys talk, I've realized why this was so hard to go through, and it's because like every previous set art style and vibe is kind of represented throughout this. So like every time I go down part of the page, I feel like I'm in a different headspace. It's just like, wait, what's happening over here?
Oh no, I'm stuck in the mechanologist zone.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm feeling mechanologist. This is the time for me to go ninja and mechanologist for sure. No, I mean, I think I agree with a lot of what you guys said. I think the chaos ones definitely stuck out to me as just cool to see more actual chaos cards. I don't know if they're good, but it's fun. So into that. I did see Bolton on some cards, and I was just like, Bolton is kind of cool. But I don't know if I could bring myself to live that lifestyle. Honestly, some of the bigger ones for me, I don't know, looking at the Mystic cards, I was just like, we talked about this last time. I kind of missed the whole Mystic heroes. So I could kind of see myself going with one of those just because it gives me opportunity to check it out when I never did. Enigma or new. So I'm swimming over in that direction for sure, I think. But then again, like what Blake was saying, the reviled cards look pretty sick too. Like there was it leave oh wait, this is a majestic. Leave him speechless is gross. He's just punching through his head. But yeah, I mean, I think it's just interesting cards in that, and also I don't know, that set I'm also like curious about how those heroes, because I haven't really played them outside of limited yet, so I'm into that as well. The wizard ones I've been trying to like look at and understand, and I just kind of get sad thinking about Kano. And I guess maybe I could
playable on Sage.
I know, but like it's like a whole other thing. And is it even Kano at that point? I don't know.
You can use Stir.
We can use Stir, yeah. And then the Runeblade cards, you're just like, damn, these are pretty cool too. Runeblade's kind of fun. And as we've already decided, Runeblade is always OP, so maybe I should just do that. So I don't know. It feels pretty good all around. I feel like they have hit a lot of interesting cards. Very strongly opinionated, it feels, in certain choices where it's like, this is the play style we're enforcing or supporting, and it's like, is that the one anybody wanted or asked for? But I guess maybe it'll be fun. I don't know. It's interesting, especially with like all those trap cards. I did like maybe I don't understand how they work, but like the trap cards where you could like discard them at instant speed to do stuff. I thought that was like an interesting design space. That's a thing, right? I didn't just make that up, did I?
There's an assassin card that does that, but that's not for this set.
Oh, really?
But they proc while blocking, but then they also are like non-attack actions that you can just play. So like part of the problem that they have to solve is accounting for the fact that like Trench is an L, a legendary. So like if you arsenal a trap and the opponent doesn't attack, the ranger just loses the game. Game is over.
Yeah.
You can't do anything. So like giving these traps like actual text so you can play the game is like a very clever solution to the no trench problem.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I got those two cards mixed up. But yeah, I thought that was interesting, but I don't play Rangers, so it's bad because Zane said it's bad.
It's bad for the Azalea Lexi Ranger style, which is where I want to be.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm in my usual place. Although I mean, and then I was like, oh, these pirate necromancer cards are also kind of cool. Like,
I just saw this pirate 0-for-6 card. What the hell?
I know, right?
Hey, what are you talking about?
There's a submerge.
That
card's
crazy.
Card from your hand 5 cards later.
An E-Strike is not a 0-for-7 in the same way this is not a 0-for-6.
I'm trying to get clicks, brother.
Come on,
Gotta get these.
this card is sick, dude.
No, it is, but it's not a 0 for 6. Don't come on. Don't
I
lie to the
also-
people.
Cost in the top right.
I also really like Trench of Watery
Zuri's gonna
Depths.
love
I think that's pretty fun. I like that.
Trench of Watery Depths is awesome.
I think there's some really interesting stuff going on there. So yeah, pretty wide open. It's gonna be hard to nail it down. So it'll probably just be Enigma because that seems fun. But yeah, I don't know. All the Arya cards look crazy. It's like this set's gonna be wild.
Dude,
Opening
Shroud of the Fate Watcher art is crazy.
What
It's a
hero is that?
wizard head.
Oh, is it a brand new card that just came out?
No, it's just
yeah.
here. It's when this leaves the arena, create a sigil of fate, and it has blade break. Like this is in it defense for 0. This is a really interesting design space. A lot of like adding conditional text to stuff that breaks in the equipment slot is really, really interesting in terms of design. It's
is.
also like a little frustrating for Wizard. That's like a weird thing when we don't have a card that buffs the defense of it, So a little weird.
Or
but
like
also,
if you're playing a mirror and you're just like arcane spelling each other and you can't like use your equipment.
yeah. And like you could never play Robes of Resourcefulness when this leaves the arena, gain 2 resources, blade break, it's just fascinating. So I don't know. I think it's a cool design space. I hope it works out as something to play,
One thing that I've noticed, I don't know if it's worth pointing out, lot of non-attack actions, a lot of blocks, a lot of defense reactions, not a lot of attacks. Like currently there is not a Guardian attack in the set that's been shown to us. So unless it's the Majestic, that would be the only one. That kind of blew my mind. There's not an arrow for Rangers only currently. We got a new harpoon.
Only 1 earth attack, and it attacks for 0.
And then I'm wondering for you guys, is that something where you're like, oh, that's cool that we're giving ourselves more, like, are attacks cooler or non-attacks cooler for brand new cards in y'all's mind? Because I play a lot of heroes that just attack. So I am looking for attacks with words written on them because I already have Blood Rush as Rhinar. I mean, it's like none of these cards are going to be as good as Blood Rush, especially the Majestic that did come out. It's like a conditional draw a card if you're behind or whatever. It's like, okay.
Yeah, it's like weird that Phi has 4
non-attack actions. Like, who cares?
banner mints. Yeah, that kind of do the same thing. They all get a Phoenix Flame and then create a token, which is really weird, right? Or maybe it's not. It's like a block 3 that's like a head jab, I guess. Because you go get the Phoenix Flame, right? And that's a Draconic Chain Link that you can then use to start your turn. But it's a way for you to not have, for them to print more head jabs, but then also give you block 3s, right?
It also supports the cards that everybody was always like, these would be cool if there was Phoenix Flame support.
Yeah.
Like Phoenix Form, and there's 1 or 2 other ones that like count how many Phoenix Flames you have.
Yeah.
So it's like another way to like add consistency to that, which is fun.
And then did you see the 0 for 6? 4 feathers, 1 crown. When this attacks, it gets +1 for each card with Phoenix Bannerman in your name.
Phoenix Bannerman.
Frank is racist.
Five's little brother.
Yeah. 4 feathers, 1 crown.
It's actually just a 0 for 7 because of Shuko, though.
Not in freaking Sage.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, cool. You've been on a mini quest. And I think maybe that's something where if Phi is a beatdown deck in Sage, you do have time to go on a quest with Bannermen because your opponent's blocking the whole time. You're like, cool, I'm going to set up the kill turn with 4 feathers, 1 crown. Like, I like that design, actually. Look at me.
Where's all the banner
Am I a
women?
five? Am I a 5 player?
Am I a 5 player? I ask myself that.
Am I fighting?
I ask myself that every meta. Like, should I just play 5? I literally
Oh, wait.
do.
And then I look at my hand and it says Huntsman on it.
And then I go,
Hey, no, you shouldn't do that.
yeah, actually, Huntsman says nothing. So it's just breathing. That's it.
To your question, Blake, I like non-attacks more than attacks.
Whoa, dude, you're on the Attack Action podcast.
Yeah.
It's true though.
That
This is
was
the
a
time
trick.
I need to come out here and say it.
He trapped you. He entrapped you with that one.
Oh, shit.
Then you must really like the elixirs and ransack and raise then.
The elixirs
Those
are sweet.
sick.
The
Yeah.
elixirs go slot right into my Nebula Blade Florian deck, let me tell you.
Tell me about the elixirs. What do they do?
Well, they're actually pretty annoying if you play Ranger, but they're basically like kind of new versions of Come to Fight, where Come to Fight was a one cost, 3 power, 3 block, or not 3 power, but 3+3 buff. But it was very restrictive. It had to be on an attack action card. And so they finally loosened the grip on that, and they've given us 3 elixirs that basically do the same thing, but apply to any attack, and have an extra benefit of curing you of one of the 3 primary Assassin Ranger diseases. So the Clearwater Elixir will heal you of a Blood Rot Pox token, so you destroy the token and you gain a life. The Rest Vine Elixir destroys an Inertia token and you gain a life. And the Sapwood Elixir destroys a Frailty and you gain a life.
Which is like, if you're Bolton, you should run Sapwood Elixir. Because your turn is over if you don't.
It's pretty sick to go, oh, okay. You gave me a Codex of Frailty. I'll go get my CNC. You go get your CNC. I'll block with 2 cards. I'll use Tunic and 1 card to play then the Elixir and the CNC I got. Actually, that doesn't work out. That's too many cards. I'll use some armor to block, and then I can get rid of my Frailty and buff my CNC back up to 9, which is kind of sick in Classic Constructed.
But these almost look like items, but they have go again. They block. They buff. This is
What is
technically
this?
the biggest power creep ever. Like,
Well, they don't
cost
stay in
one.
play. They don't stay in play. You have to have them the turn you need them.
Yeah. Still pretty sick, though. I think they're cool. I can't wait for them to not be in cold foil micro text box.
dude, whenever they show brand new cards and it's micro text box, I'm like, fuck off. Screw, like literally trying to do the zoom in on my Apple device and it's not working. But a lot of good Majestics too. So I think that's something we didn't say because we were focused on Sage.
Yeah, let's put it into that.
DC, let's go.
The reviled ones, let me just go ahead and say, against Ocilio, if you thought you were going to beat Lyeth or RKO, too bad, so sad, because you need to be ahead of them in life, because if you pop off your combo turn and then we go punch you right in the face, leave you speechless, you can't play Gone in a Flash anymore this turn.
What does that card do?
Well, if I scroll up a little bit, it says, if you have more health than each other Ocilio, you may play this as though it were an instant. When this enters the arena, name Gone in a Flash. The Gone in a Flash can't be played from hand while this is in the arena.
Blake,
At the
do you
beginning
want to know something funny?
It doesn't work when it's Gone in the Flash?
No, it does, but they can blast to oblivion this.
Don't say that.
So you say you name Gone in a Flash, and they like, okay, blast to oblivion from Arsenal. I'll bounce an aura.
Well, then they have to have both at least.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like then they earned it instead of it just.
But then you
it's
just get to
turn
play it
zero.
again, though, right?
Yeah,
I have a second one.
You could just replay the same one. Yeah, you're right. but you have to still be low, have more life.
Oh, it goes back into my hand.
Yeah.
Oh, we're fine. Who cares? And then the other reviled one that I read completely wrong and was sat for hours being like, why does everyone like? People were like, I'm gonna play this over Fleshback. I was like, this card fucking sucks. Why would you do that? I read it completely wrong. Make sure you read the card. This is Two-Faced, a reviled equipment head, majestic. When this defends, comma, the attacking hero draws a card, comma, then look at their hand and choose a card, period. They discard the chosen card,
Period.
and I thought they chose the card to discard. I just didn't like looked at it really quick, and I was like, I'm gonna use Fleshback, but they were like, if you're doing this against Syndra, you can snipe the Chane Ender and block like a shitload instead of hoping to hit the Chane Ender with Fleshback.
Unfortunately,
I thought
too,
this was. Or go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, I just was going to say it's unfortunate it says Blade Break. When this combat chain closes, if this defended, destroy it. Unfortunate.
You know what? This is only the sixth or seventh time they have had a typo, and we let them breathe the first 4 or 5 times so they could have a sixth or seventh. So I don't think they're going to start double checking now, guys. There's going to be more in the future, so it's just the game we play.
I had not clocked that RKO could play this. I saw that this is Goliath art, and I was like, oh, it's reviled Guardian card, but it's just reviled. Wow.
And the other card equipment, Line Crossers, helps solve RKO's problem.
Yeah.
I don't know if Goliath has the same problem of like, if I go first, none of my cards work because we're both at 40. Well, now being tied counts as me being ahead.
What does line crossers do? Nobody knows what these cards do. You got to read them, guys.
Oh, Line Crossers. Okay, it's a picture of me rubbing blood on a huge monster I just punched in the face.
The Betsy monster that she's sitting on.
Surprisingly, looks just like Zane, though. It's weird.
Wow. If you have the same health as a hero, it also counts as you having more health than them, and them having less health than you. Oh, so it turns on revered stuff for them? I don't like that.
Okay, it's only if you just side it out against Pleiades, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's still worth it to you, I think.
True.
Snarky prick? How have we gotten this far without talking about that card?
That card is crazy.
Watch your
It's 2
mouth.
goblins on top of each other punching you.
No, it's one goblin stabbing you.
Check again. He's on someone's shoulders.
Oh, he is. That guy's going
Oh,
for his
yeah?
dick, and this guy's going for his eyes.
When this attacks a hero, look at the top card of their deck. If it's red, destroy it, and this gets +4 damage. So if you hero power this, it's 10.
It's 11. It's 11.
What? 6 + 4?
Oh, no, you're right. Sorry. It says not +6. I'm stupid. You had a might
This
token,
guy thinks
obviously.
I've been doing this math for days, brother. So that's I'm actually excited. And then we haven't even mentioned Arithmetic. Arithmetic is a 1 cost, 1 damage, blue brute card. Why would I play this? Well, it says roll a dice, add that damage to this. This is RKO, baby, because that 1 turns into a 6 in the bottom left, and now it's 6 + 1 to 7 damage, or 1 to 6 damage. So what is that? What is that? That could be
6 or
12
7?
damage attack out of nowhere? It's brute math.
The art is incredible.
Yeah. This one is. That was a great reveal. Everything about that card is fun until you're getting hit with it.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'll roll a 1, Colin.
It's so good. It's just bird in hand and numbers on the other. Like bird in the bush is worth. Yeah, so good. So good. The art, I just never think it could get better, and then it just does every time. And I don't know how they do that. You know,
There's some clunkers in here.
sure, but
We don't need to go on that one.
it's not like Super Slam or whatever.
No feet, though.
Well, Actually, Zane, what did Zane send me? He sent me the greatest one, Insult to Injury, and it's just literally a brute goblin foot on a man's face that's in the mud.
I was like actively looking at the reviled cards when you said that, and I was like, there's at least one.
Dude, it's Fightmaster Cox's feet, which hashtag feet on Maine now. As they love to remind us, the Prowlers come from a land of blood and mud. Okay, Fightmaster Cox. Kinkiest foot card they have printed. We love that. All right, here comes the Assassin Corner from Taylor Morrow. I'm a Graven guy now. All this Graven stuff is fucking awesome. Graven Gaslight, which is an assassin equipment offhand. Instant. Destroys 2 silver you control. Equip this. Activate this while this is only in your graveyard. Heard that before. Has Spell Void 1. Pretty good. I don't know how many times I've played Wizard and been like, I have fucking 8 silver and I like don't have anything to do with this. There's like too much and this is just rotting here. And I'm like pretty pissed about it. But now I can just freaking Spell Void the little face off with this. Either all in one turn or in as value throughout the game. So super sick. That's such a cool little.
Can
bit
you
of
Graven
science there.
Gaslight 4 times?
Yeah.
Yeah, but not like on one spell, but like
Oh. I thought it was going to be on one spell.
you could do like 4 rune chants though. I mean, it's different, but
Wait, why not? Why can't I Spell Void? That resolves. I buy it back at instant speed. Spell Void on top of that.
Spell Void is like as the thing resolves, so an instant effect can't be activated as it's resolving. There's a better way to say that, but there's no.
Patrick!
Not a replacement effect.
You have to activate an instant. There's no like you can't let the Spell Void resolve. It goes to grave and then activate an instant while a non-attack
Oh, right,
is
because of
resolving.
how stupid arcane damage works. Got it. You're right. You're
You're
right.
stupid.
I am because I got it too excited.
Graven, Gaslight, Gatekeep, Girl Boss.
And then just all of this Graven Cowl stuff like fits Graven Cowl, Graven Vestment, Graven Gloves, Graven Walker. So all these come, you equip them at the start of the game and they all block for 1. They have a -1 counter on them. But as soon as you Blade Break, block with them, and they go to the grave and you buy it back, it no longer has that -1. So then they all defend for 2. So like right now, currently in Huntsman, Black Tech Whisperers is pretty hard to make happen because we have so many heroes that are just going to block you anyway, right? And so a lot of times it just like blocks for 1, and then maybe you break it and you have an excess amount of silver and you can get it back, and then it blocks for 1 again. A lot of times. Now with Graven Walkers, I feel like that just fits in that slot better. It blocks for the 1, and then when I can buy it back, it now blocks for 2, which is substantially more, you know? Especially because the effect of needing go again when something hits, like, doesn't happen that often because you never play big enough hands, really, to make that a viable strategy. It is pretty threatening, I will say, Black Tech Whisperers, but the fact that maybe I can just like give up that play line for more health maybe kind of pushes a bit of the needle there. And then excessive blood loss is like the contract card I didn't know we needed, but now can't believe we have. It's a 1 for 5, which 1 for 5s are super good because it fits into your curve with dagger, pitch a blue, play a thing. And then 5 is notably 1 greater than most defense reactions. So then it still stresses your opponent in maybe giving you more resources to block with. And it will banish 2 cards because you are contracted to banish red cards. And then if it hits a hero and banishes the top card of the deck, if it is red, you get to do it again. So super sick. Double banish off of a common, a 1 for 5 is really good. It actually means you now have a good blue contract card because before, all blue contract cards are bad, period. They either come in for 2 or they come in for 3 with a non-meaningful hit. I mean, back in the day, we were playing Annihilate the Armed, because you could go dagger into blue annihilate the armed, and now you have to block with either a non-attack or 2 attacks because now it's a breakpoint. So now you have that same thing, but it's gonna threaten something actually relevant, 2 cards, right? So it's kind of juiced in that way. So it's
Are we
really
gonna play yellows too?
I don't know. Those are because those are of the 4 variety, easily blocked with 1 card, right? So now I'm giving up like a whole resource to just get smoked, right? So like it's maybe not a good use of my tunic resource.
Nerve scalpel.
Etc. Yeah, nerve scalpel in those decks is pretty good. So I don't know. I don't know if I would play the yellows. Maybe one. One is currently in the deck. We'll see what happens. Very good question, Blake. Yes.
As somebody that loves mill decks, could I play 9 copies of this, 9 copies of Double Trouble,
9 copies of
What?
Intimate Inducement in new.
9 Oh, can't do that. 3 copies of yellow
I don't know.
Eradicate.
and Eradicate.
I don't know.
Then buff them up and just take people's deck. 3 copies of Hunted Hunter.
Yeah, of course you're playing that. I'm not sure. I feel like excessive blood loss is replacing Double Trouble because Double Trouble like takes a
Needs
bunch of
support. Yeah.
it takes your silver to buy back your equipment, but doesn't make you any silver, where excessive blood loss fills that role really easily and maybe does a few more things. Especially with now that you
Excessive blood loss adds silver too?
it has a contract. It gets silver. Yeah.
And every deck plays reds?
Well, basically. It's probably less live against Guardian. Some
Prism.
Guardians. And Prism and Bolton. But
Oh,
for the
Bolton's
most
a lot of reds.
RKO. Only blues in that deck now.
yeah, so it's like not amazing for some matchups, but no contract is, right? No contract is. So it's very good, and I'm very excited. This is what we need, you know. Moving
Nice.
along
Pumped
with
for you.
Thank you. I think that's it. I understand the Azuri card Knife Through is very good. I like that, opening up kind of design space for Azuri. Really love that. And then a lot of the Chaos cards are definitely playable in Marionette. Are they going to replace the current strategy of dagger you to death with the biggest dagger you've ever seen? It's basically a claymore. I don't know.
I hope so. My goodness.
Yeah, I don't play that deck because of that playstyle I dislike. So
I mean, having a 0 for 4 with Go Again that blocks for 3, that has never existed. Yes, it's got a downside, but chaos, baby. It makes your D-Rex cost 1, so it's a pain in the ass. Hyperinflation, card of the set.
wow, calling it now. I would say Tome of Pandemonium is fucking insanity. Also, art is crazy.
Play your opponent's Humperdinck Whaler.
Yeah. Yellow costs 1. Banish the top card of each hero's deck. You may play them, plural, this turn. Go again.
That's sick. It's so cool.
But you have to pay for their stuff, right?
Yeah, you're not new.
Sure, but who knows? You know what I mean? Just like, here's Arclight Sentinel.
You could hit your own
That was
dual
so obnoxious.
hit your own dual threat and their Codex of Frailty, then dual threat.
Oh.
Yeah. The combo
like that.
it could be cool. It could be super cool. And it's fun. The chaos cards are really fun, and I appreciate them so much in this game because we need more fun shit.
I think what's funny is our community is going to find the most consistent way to play them to get extra value and beat the hell out of you. And it'll be like, I'm using, and it's like, well, they're not chaos if you're using them as orderly as possible. But like, I do like the thought process of, if you don't have something tucked away in your arsenal, I'm going to concoct disorder, and this is going to have Go Again, and I draw a card, basically. And that's disgusting against a lot of decks.
I'm going to forget this, and that's why I'm going to cut in right here. and this is I'm putting LSS on blast for realsies this time. Okay.
What?
We have
never do that.
one of the greatest heroes ever made. Her name is Betsy Skin in the Game. And she is predominantly
It's prevalently.
Presently?
displayed in her artwork holding a giant log. And this was the set that you could have done it. You could have printed the log, given us what we need
For justice.
for justice, for women, for betters, for gamblers, for children. And instead, we got some other bullshit. And that's fucked up.
But don't worry,
And-
the other bullshit's going to make the most disgusting Guardian decks of all time.
You guys want log? How about little sledge that gives Anvilheim go again? Nice.
It's like, it's so comically crazy when you think of this narrative that it's like they must be doing this on purpose, which is just an admission to being pro patriarchy. I said it. I'm not pulling any punches.
Wow.
There we go. Have you guys seen the
No
guy?
response, LSS? Wow.
Wow. Have you guys seen the guy who
We gave you 10 seconds.
he collects all the Marvel Betsies and just has a binder full of them?
Oh, yeah.
He's a hero.
Jesus. For that guy. Come on.
He'll have a second binder of just log. Unstoppable. It's better than
Okay.
bad. It's good.
I'm done.
There's also a card called Haboob now. Fuck. Which sucks. Really cool art. It's a 0 cost aura for Dromai's bitch ass that says go again. At the start of each turn, put a storm counter on this, then destroy it unless you destroy an ash you control for each storm counter on it. Attack action cards get -1 while attacking or defending. I think not only is this one of the coolest cards in the set that I've seen, I love the theming of like the ashes getting kicked up and making the haboob go. Like as somebody that's lived in a town where haboobs would happen pretty regularly, it's an insane thing. You can't see anything. You can't punch someone through haboob because you can't see them. I think this is one of the coolest cards I've seen, and this kind of creativity is like, this is why I play this game. Like, kudos to that.
Shout out to Esser Masoa.
And also, I'm gonna absolutely hate it when somebody plays this against me.
I mean, imagine you're a ninja and you're like, so my Kodachis don't kill any of your dragons easily.
There's so many applications too, because like
Bolton's
conversely,
fucked.
like imagine you're a brute and you're like, oh, I was planning to pop a dragon this turn with my 6 power. Now I can't. Now this whole board is gonna hit me. There's like a lot of use cases for it, like offensively and defensively.
Yeah. So when Dromai 2 AI Boogaloo comes out in 2027, I'm going to be fucking hating this card.
With her haboo.
And it's a rare, so it's not even going to be $45. Good for them.
Crazy so far, the only reprint is Cloud Cover, right?
Is that true? That sounds true. Yeah.
I guess Phoenix Flame.
I was going to say Phoenix Flame. Why is that even taking a slot?
Well, yeah, I guess they've like finished the cycle of Seeds of Strength. It's like a card we've seen, but in a new color. But
yeah, that's true.
Okay, you know what I'm excited to play with this set?
No, tell us.
Guardian, the class. Not even one specific Guardian, like 3 different Guardians, honestly.
Let's go.
Even in Sage, I'm excited to play the new Bravo. This Earth Helmet makes me want to play Jarl with all these new ice cards. I want to play By the Book in Pleiades, and I want to play Walk in My Shoes in Lyeth. Like all these Guardian cards are just like super exciting and interesting. I want to try all of them.
And you haven't even mentioned the new helmet, Enclosed Firemind. AB1 for Guardian, finally.
So true.
Confirmed. Also going back to our how assassin stuff works against allies. Patrick, shout out to Judge Patrick. As I said, Stains works, Graphene does not. Boom. There you go.
Simple.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
Like what we said. They're different. Two cards that you would think work the same way don't.
One says defending hero situation.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
We know. Everybody knows.
Guardian,
Also,
welcome back. A real class again. I'm excited for that.
I would say some of the funniest artwork is that what is it? It's the Jarl card where he's like peeking around the corner.
Oh,
Sense
yeah.
weakness.
Sense weakness.
Oh my god. That's so funny. It's such a needed card, but it is so funny that Jarl in all artwork other than that one has zero personality from his helmet, but that one he's certainly going like,
I'm going to kill a bunch of dragons with this.
yeah.
Yeah, that card's crazy.
Fishy over here.
You know what? But fuck Mask of the Swarming Claw. That card's dumb.
That card is messed up.
Spell Void X, where X is the number of chain links you control for a ninja equipment that also has Arcane Barrier on it. You're just like, get fucked.
It's so cute, though.
Yeah.
Is
The little
it?
crab. The crab in the front is incredible.
Fuck
It
that
is.
little kid.
That's by far,
Colin.
that is like one of the cutest cards of all time. Yeah.
No.
Is it?
It is. It's really good.
It's like a little
The crab.
kid.
All right, I'll give it to the crab.
You
The
can't
crab
kill
in the
me with
front.
an arcade spell. I've poked you 5 times.
Yeah.
Era. It goes in era.
Bullshit.
Yeah, Guardian is, I think, for as much as we haven't had to worry about it, I've been getting beat up by Guardians every time I practice something. And it's like, you might want to play a hero that beats Guardian because they're going to be around.
This is going to come out after our Tuesday Armory. I'm going to say it now. Armory is going to be Oops All Guardians.
And what are you bringing?
I don't know. Maybe Victor. Just picked up Marvel Victor for less than $100. Spoiler
Is
for
this
the
CC?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe we'll be on Sage though. Spoiler for the newsletter. You guys can hear about my Guardian stuff.
But only if you support us on Patreon.
Yep, exactly.
Colin, did you say a CC deck you were thinking about?
That one that I like. I'm liking it even more.
Hell yeah, dude.
I don't know. I think I'm in the same spot. Although I got Acilio all ready to go, and between when I started building that and now, it's everywhere and everyone hates it. And
No way. Love
I'm
Acilio.
just like, well, I guess I'm stuck with those decisions. So some of those.
Acilio's cool. Like, he's really powerful, but it is what it is. It's a good time to play Acilio.
That's where I'm at. I don't even know if any of these new cards are that good. But I don't think have we seen all the Majestics for him yet?
There is a Lightning Wizard card.
Oh yeah, they have. And a Lightning Majestic we saw. Yeah, I don't know. I think actually that one does look good. The Astrovault Elemental.
Yeah.
When this attacks me, discard an instant card. If you do, draw a card and create an embodiment of lightning token. 0 for 3, blocks 3. Pretty good. That was pretty good. I also was like, I don't even know why, but the Guardian stuff, I was just like, ooh, I think I need to try Pleiades. And I've been saying it forever, but I need to put together a Betsy deck just to have as a fun thing to have. And then maybe Jarl, I don't know. Problem is I don't think I like playing Jarl, even though I think everything
You
about
won't-
him is cool.
You won't like playing Jarl, I can tell you.
Yeah. I don't think I will, but
Look, Betsy just hangs out Marvel right next to me at all times. Dex built, never gets unbuilt. It's ready to go.
it's living the life, that log life.
It's because the cards are so bad you don't need them for other decks.
No way, you need all the same ones.
Oh, my bad.
Machos, Terra Sunders. It's all the same thing. It's just that's worse text.
Not to end on a negative note, but one thing we didn't mention much this time around was Warrior. And I think those Warrior cards are kind of for Hala. And I think that's a little frustrating if you're a Warrior fan, because Hala doesn't come out until April.
Which we aren't, so
But I like Warrior some. So I think that's frustrating of the sharpened stuff isn't really going to shine for a while.
Yeah.
So that sucks for Compendium for that. The
One comment on that though is I really liked the cards that meld it, like the Majestic Swordmaster Shine. They like literally put Hala and Dory on it, because like Dory can use it in a different way than Hala presumably will, because it doesn't say like, oh, if you've sharpened or something, it's like its cost is reduced based on the number of +1 counters. So Dory can accumulate those without sharpening, which I thought was like a clever way to give a card to both of them.
Our fears shall never cower and flee before the glory of soul, Hala Golden Helm, as they literally are eviscerating indigenous people, aka brutes.
Jesus. And then I saw someone break it down pretty well where I agreed, where it was like, this is route level, this is overpowered level, but you don't have to have your opponent blocking to get the full value of it, which sometimes is an issue with those cards. And I think Shine, I think we're just going to say Shine. This is going to be Shine. Oh, do you have Shine? Because Route, but Route was just called Route. But like the thought process that you could get Shined is going to play a lot. Just because this card exists, it's going to beat some opponents that are checking for everything of how do I not let another Dawnblade counter hit. And then Blunton.
Yeah.
Is that a word? Like that? Yes. Like we're sharpening stuff. We're sharpening stuff. We're sharpening stuff. But the thing that's actually cool is this bluntens it. When this defends a weapon attack, the attacking hero discards a card. And I think that is disgusting against any kind of marionette pressure, any kind of warrior, whatchamacallit, mirror match. Shits on Fang, like that sucks for that hero. Like maybe you don't get to keep your fealty because I blunted out. I'm so far ahead of you. You had to block, and now I'm blunting out your whatchamacallit.
I feel like this is a bit of a Zane take I'm about to have here, but
Nice.
the card should have been called Disarm. She's clearly disarming him in the
card already exists.
I know, which is unfortunate.
What they should have called it Dat Arm then. As I've got
disarming.
Dat Arm.
She's disarming.
And then here's the Zane retort to Zane's own thing. Well, if you disarm the attack, isn't it then blunting the attack also? And then he raises his eyebrows knowingly. Like that.
They should have called it Blunton. We shall Blunton this.
There we go. Shout out to M. Bison.
And then the other class we didn't mention at all is Mechanologists. And I think there is a little bit of cool stuff of how many hoops do you want to jump through to play wrench attacks? But if you do jump through the hoops and you play all the wrenches, they're gonna be above rate. I think just as much as we're pumped for Tough Nut, Teklo is going to be a pain in the ass. If you have a Teklo person in your local meta, I think some of this stuff is the missing pieces. And then, because both of the Majestics are Evo upgrades.
Sorry, I fell asleep when you mentioned Mechanologist. What happened?
Damn, you guys hate. I'm trying to be positive here, you know. The other, we don't have our Majestics for Illusionist yet, which I'm expecting a busted one. But I really like the design. I let me go ahead and pat one more back. These cards so far, Power of Make Believe. I don't know if anybody's ever going to play it because it's 3 for 7, so you're not getting any illusionist value on it. But this gets +1 for each card with a popper defending it. So if your opponent's playing all poppers, you could be like, I'm going to put my Make Believes in to do more damage to them. But then it also has Mirage. If this is defending, attack with 6 or more, destroy this. So it doesn't work. So I kind of like that dichotomy, fun word.
Hey.
Shimmering Spectre, while this is attacking or defending, when this leaves the arena, create a Spectral Shield. So just poop out Spectral Shields, which is amazing because it blocks for 2, but leaves a prevention for next time. And then Shimmering Mirage is kind of busted against certain heroes. While this is defending, when this chain link resolves, banish this. You may play it as combat chain. So if your opponent's a ninja that is not breaking the chain, I can Shimmering Mirage 2, 3, 4 times.
It's a defense reaction.
I love Shimmering Mirage. I'm also just noticing that Shimmering Spectre is out in the field where Sigil of Solace is. It's that same hill outside of Solana.
Oh my gosh.
Well, there you go.
This is where our producer puts both of those cards on screen and post at the same time.
Do you like that harpoon?
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, the harpoon is good.
We haven't seen the 2 Gravy Majestics. They're going to be fucking busted.
I hope so. They
Why are we
printed
talking
so
about
much
cards we haven't seen?
gravy hate.
Yeah.
Good. They should. It's a huge critique of the game is, in my opinion, they always print allies that shore up their weaknesses. Like, all right, all of a sudden I have this one that gives me an action point. I have this one that makes it so you can't pop it. I have this one that stops all hit effects. I have this one that's
You're
like
describing Dromai, but yes.
Yeah. Allies, bro.
Gravy doesn't have that. He just does damage. All right.
Oh, really? He has like a guy who's like, hey, you can only attack me. Or, hey, if you do 1 damage, I'm going to block it. Or, hey,
that's it.
I'm a 6 power guy that only takes 1. But isn't that crazy? That's like a huge cost that you've now sunk into me. And I dealt you 6 damage.
Anyways, the harpoon is cool.
Harpoon is cool.
Also, kudos for a couple defense reactions. We just mentioned the Shimmering, that one. We have one that's a shadow one that once Levia flips, she can play from the Banish Zone, which is super cool because, you could do that with Guardians of the Shadow Realm, but it costs money. It's clunky. We're going to resolve that. It's also, we can't do it in Sage because that's a legendary. But then also, I want to say, Gravy, what a cool Beneath the Surface defense reaction. Here's a card that has Watery Grave on it. You can play this from your discard pile if you pitch 2. If a blue has hit your graveyard already, like you got to do all that. But I think that's something where you're like, no matter what, in my opponent's crazy pitch turn, I can dump this blue somehow. Like do the jump off the boat one that prevents, and then pitch a blue. Use my chess piece. Pitch 2 twice and play both of my Beneath the Surfaces that have been hiding in my graveyard pile this whole time. And it's like, what? How does it get to your graveyard on the you have to discard it where it's a yellow where you get a gold off of it. But what's Hilda doing?
She's having a puppy dream while also like on a pillow on the couch and her tongue is sticking out. Like, it's so funny. So we did a zoom in video of that tongue just hanging out the mouth.
It'll be on the newsletter. So
it'll be in the newsletter. Subscribe to that. Okay, wait. Real question. Vestige of Flagellation. Cool.
Excuse you.
What did you call me?
It's so cool, but I don't see it. I don't see the vision yet.
Vestige of Flagellation.
Shadow Equipment Chest. Block 2. First time an opponent would gain health each turn. Instead, you lose that much and create that many Vigor tokens. Blade Break 2.
Which is fucking sick. Okay, so if your opponent plays a Sigil
of Solace,
I lose 3 health, but next turn I have
blue.
3 free resources
A blue.
of like, I think one thing that it's always in the back of your mind, but I don't think it's at the front of your mind. That's kind of how the mind works. Whenever you scale in Flesh and Blood, it's insane. If you drew 6 cards and your opponent only drew 4, you would beat them every time in 4 turns. So Vestige of Flagellation is basically, we're drawing a 5th card for you, but it's your pitch card, and it's a blue because everybody does Sigil of Solace, and or here's an extra vigor. Like, I think it's cool against like Verdance's pings. Like, you don't get that health that turns on all your shit. I get -1 and it adds more damage and there's less stuff, but it helps you go over the top. I think this is just an explosive thing where, imagine I have the Blood Rush in hand, my opponent plays Sigil because they're like, yeah, I'll take 3 free damage, and then you just like do 28 to them next turn. You're like, thank you.
Do you think it means they unban blessings? And then you just die. When they're like,
Count your blessings.
Yeah. And then
I'll take
lose 8
8
life.
But I have
Got
8
resources.
8 vigor tokens on my dead body.
Can't take it with you.
Yeah,
It's true. It's a great
It's very
high school
cool.
play.
don't see the value fully yet as like far as like what hero it is, but
Yeah. It feels like it's a Vincent card, in my opinion.
well, flavor wise, yeah. But she doesn't. She tries to not pitch most of the turns, so I don't know.
Yeah, but what if you still didn't pitch and got resources?
Well, what are you doing with
Also-
But it's really hard because like Runeblade shit is super good, so this is contested in like probably a pretty good slot.
I mean, Vincent plays Tunic Carapace, so like the chess slot is not like super,
Yeah, that's true.
like
The
locked
other
down.
card that I think could be the card of the set, and I hate doing this, Deep Recesses of Existence. Maybe one of you will be like, no, you're trash. But this is the last RuneGate piece where this is what Vincent needed, maybe? When the combat chain closes, this is a 4-1, so it's very expensive. Cost 4, it's the normal 6 damage one. When the combat chain closes, you may banish this face down. If you do, for each hero who has lost health this turn, banish a card from their graveyard. So you get to go choose which former Roomgate card you loved.
Cole.
You're going to be playing Cole 5, 6. I guess you can't say 7. 5 or 6 times a game. 6, 7. And it's going to be a pain in the ass. Like, I think this card is very good, but I haven't asked a Vincent friend, and my main Vincent friend is like, I'm excited to play RKO. So maybe not. But it's very expensive, but it seems like a busted interaction.
It seems good. It seems super good. You
The
know?
four
And it
costs
could
are
maybe-
clunky, but yeah.
It could hit a dagger by accident or something against Syndra, and you're like, bye, bitch.
And the art is just unprecedentedly cool.
That's
Yeah.
your pack one, pick one of art draft?
No?
It's unprecedented, so
It's unprecedentedly cool though. Like many a thing.
It's prevalently cool, I think.
It's prevalently cool. I don't know, dude. They've fucking cooked with this set is kind of what I'm gonna leave with here. They've really cooked. There's a lot of new cool design space that is not dusk till dawny where you're like, what? This is ass. You know? We're like,
yeah.
this is good. This is very good.
This is good.
This is good.
Prism has Soul on Demand on an ARM equipment now. That's kind of good. Does that turn on an Angel if it says Herald on it? No way, right?
No, but it
No,
turns
it
on
doesn't say
vestige,
Herald
so
on
you get to do your.
That was the stupidest thing I could ever.
You do once a game. You get to do your 2-card aura.
Yeah, Genesis for a blue is kind of sick. I will agree and say I have always liked the sets where everybody gets stuff, and was sad when they said we'll never make one again. So I am happy it's back. I just wish it was a 6-week spoiler thing instead of one random Friday whenever I'm very busy. I have been waiting for this for 2 months. The cards are all coming out. It's so exciting. Get over here. Nobody said that, but theoretically they could have.
It was exciting, but
I was so busy.
The website kept just breaking. Like 300 people tried to go on the website at the same time, and it just crashed over and over and over and over. So it wasn't like the best, but it was great.
I think we've also run. I don't know if I'm saying too much stuff of like whose spoiler card is getting them a big jump. I don't know. It's the same people that have the spoiler cards every time that have like. I haven't seen somebody be like, this is my first spoiler card ever, and I went above and beyond in this video. So I'm like, just give us the cards as quickly as possible, because like we need to start buying shit. Like I got to get my cards, and I don't know which ones I'm gonna do now. Quit making me wait.
Yeah.
I'm thinking we're back.
Yeah.
I'm excited to play Flesh and Blood, and I'm gonna go to Armories.
Let's go.
Time.
Great.
And I'm not gonna be drafting till July, maybe.
Or whenever it comes out. Yeah, May. May is usually that next set. April. Somewhere around there.
All right.
Great. Hey, thank you everybody for listening to our podcast. Thank you for all our new listeners who have been here for less than 5 episodes. Appreciate that. Appreciate my co-hosts. You guys are kind of literally the most. Well, okay. I don't know how to say this.
We're the most prevalent.
You're the most prevalent people in my life today. I've talked to very few adults today. So it's really nice to spend 3 hours with 3 adults talking about a teenager's level game. So appreciate that. It's great. Thank you.
So that's what we're here for.
Fucking own these children in this kids game. That's what we're here for.
Soon the day the children will own us. Okay, great. Join the Patreon. Fucking 10 people subscribe to the YouTube page, please.
Right now. Fucking
Right now.
do
Go
it.
do it. Just make fucking 5 accounts and get in there. And episode.
Arachne Huntsman.
Yakni.
There should be like a thing where if you watch 2 hours of a video, it automatically subscribes you to the channel. Like,
RIP to those people who like autoplay falling asleep videos at night.
it's just us on their screen while they sleep.
That'd be crazy.
Daddy, who are those men?
This would just wake me up. Should be my alarm every day. That's how I start it. Let's go.
Goodbye. We already left.
Did we?
The recording is still recording.
See ya.